question for you. That question is, what things inspire you to get you all excited about this 2024 growing season? I want to know what inspires you to maybe want to redo a garden bed. What things inspire you to change maybe something on your patio or your deck? What inspires you to want to maybe add a new um, flower bed, or just something that you can go into your garden and say, oh, I'm so glad I refreshed that area, because every time I come out of my garden, that just makes me so happy. So I thought I would come to you guys today and share some of the things that inspires me to get me all excited about this 2024 growing season, because sometime you just start a project and you're like, oh, I need some inspiration. I need something that's going to just get me going. Once I find, I call it, I need an inspirational piece. Like, I don't care if it's a color I like, or if it's a pot I like, or if it's a garden flag I like. I take the colors, I take the theme of maybe that garden flag, and I say I'm going to just fix a spot in my garden centered around this flag. And every time I come over there, I am just going to be so, so happy to be in this particular part of my garden. So, one of the things that inspire me is you guys. You guys inspire me on a day to day basis. Why do I say that? Because when I come over to your channel, and I am so curious and I'm so happy to see what you guys are doing in your garden, that when I see all the beautiful vegetables that you guys are growing that I've never grown before, I'm like, I want to grow that too. Or I see a beautiful garden bed that you guys are putting together, and I'm like, hmm, I would love to have some of those in my garden as well. That's how I started with the memorial garden, the green garden. When I saw everybody that were getting those beautiful raised metal beds, I was like, because I still had the wooden ones. You saw that video where I took that one wooden raised bed apart, and then I put a beautiful green colored metal raised bed over there. And that pop of color over there looks amazing. Anything I grow in that raised bed, it looks amazing. I'm telling you, it looks amazing. And I have to say thank you to you guys, because you're the one that has inspired me to do that. See? So you guys have inspired me to change that one area to a blah area into a fantastic area that I love to be in when I'm over there in the memorial garden and the green garden. And another thing that inspires me, I don't know if you guys do this, but I'm old school. So I have always taken pictures of flowers that are in my garden, and so I can have a reference of what they look like over there, or maybe I want to add another companion planting of that flower, or maybe just keep that same color going over there. So I made like a little photo album, and this is things that I have grown in my garden, and I have changed it over the years. So like this right here is a stilby. I have that as same as stilby that I have growing over there in the memorial garden. It has gotten so, so big, and I love it. And then one year I planted a fountain grass in one of those red pots that I have over there in the memorial garden, and I had like some petunias, and I had a corbel in there. I still have the corbel, but I just decided to put some different flowers in that pot. So see, that area has changed. But when I look at these and go back, hey, it inspires me to try to put a different type of arrangement in there. And on that flower pot, you will know that's where I have those arborvitae trees, the ones I always tell you that I'm looking to replace to get some fresh ones. It doesn't have a fountain grass anymore. It has been exchanged for an arborvitae, because a fountain grass, it is an annual. And you know, and those fountain grass are really, really expensive. So Miss Renee wasn't going to be coming out of her pocket every year to go and get another fountain grass. That's why I put that arborvitae over there, so I know every year that I know I would have a beautiful, beautiful green, lush arborvitae over there. And then, as you can see on the top of my hill, I have that red pot that I still have the hosta growing in. A hosta with some sedums down at the bottom. Now, I used to have foxgloves in a pot, that white pot that's over there by my white arbor. But you see, I have changed that into another arborvitae. See how my garden has changed and how I was inspired to put something different over there. So just having pictures of your garden from previous years is a good way to be inspired. Another thing is books. I used to go to the library all the time, and I would just sit in that library for hours and hours and look at gardening books. And these are some of the books that I used to look at, because you know, we used to go in the library, how they used to have a table that was like a giveaway, and they would put outdated books that they no longer needed anymore. So I love Better Home and Garden, and this one is called New Garden Book. And in this book is where they have this picture. See all these pictures here? This is what inspired me on my white arbor to incorporate those pink P. Allen Smith roses with those purple clematis there. I had that on that white arbor for at least, I don't know, maybe 5-6 years. And then I had to take those down. Well, the clematis is still there, but I had to cut some of the roses out of there because that was a safe haven for birds. And child, let me tell you, when I can walk through my arbor and the birds weren't trying to fly at me and peck me on the top of my head, I was like, look, I am the keeper of this garden out here, and you better recognize that I'm the one that's giving you a place to stay. But that bird always attacked me. Always. I didn't know. I used to look in there and I thought maybe it had a nest in there, but there was no nest. That bird was very, very territorial. So I had to take out some of those roses to where he or she wasn't able to make a nest up in that arbor. And then she left. So I was like, whew. But I was inspired by this book in order to put some roses and some clematis up there. Still love my clematis, and I still got some of the roses, but I don't make them as thick as they were before, so the birds wouldn't feel like they needed to build a nest in there. And then this is another book that I also was able to get freebie from the library. It's the Encyclopedia of Flowers. If you guys know me, I love a good flower, and I love to know all the information that it about that particular flowers. And you know, I have those white benches in my garden, and this, I don't know if I'm gonna do it this season or the next season. I'm gonna try to incorporate some more flowers around that white bench so the colors will pop out against that white bench. See, here's some inspiration right here. This white bench, and it has these beautiful bearded irises, has these lilies, all this around, alliums all around that. And that's how I found my love for bearded irises, is looking at this book. And this book is filled with all kind of information on planting, creating a flower garden. Gives you all the information if you want to know about particular flowers. It tells you the type of flowers it is and all the stats and all the information on it. So it's always good to have a book that has detailed information about particular flowers. So looking at that book gives me all the information and all the inspiration I need in order to create those planters out there when I'm making those floor arrangements and stuff that I share with you guys every spring and summer, because I changed them up. And now, remember when I put the corbels in the white planters? Now this spring, I want to go and purchase some more creeping Jenny. You know I'm always talking about creeping Jenny, and I want those creeping Jennies to be able to overflow in front of that corbel, because that corbel out there is a beautiful burgundy color. Oh, and that is so gorgeous. And I was thinking burgundy and that light chartreuse green would be beautiful. That would be a showstopper of a planter to design and for it to be in my garden. So as you walk onto my deck, that'd be something that your eye will definitely go to. When you come up on the deck and you see that planter, you'll be like, oh man, those colors work so well together. It's all because I was inspired by this book. That's what I'm saying. So that's another way. So that's two ways that I was inspired by changing up things in my garden. Third things, now this is showing my age now. Back in the day, they used to have these little cards. They specialize in recipe cards, and they just started doing flower cards. And these are cards that you would buy in a pack. I think it came in a pack of like 6 of these. And then you would put these in a binder. And then they would have all the information. Like this one right here is telling you all about daffodils. Isn't that beautiful? I love me a good daffodil too. So they tell you about daffodils. They tell you in the inside as you open it. This one is tells you how to plant them. They give you detailed instructions on how to plant them. And they were saying that you can plant it in the spring. It's good for a cutting. If you want to cut these flowers and bring them in the house. They tell you what zone they best grow in, zone 4 through 10. They shows you what kind of sun they need. They need full sun or partial shade, and they have very good drainage. And they spread 4 to 12 inches. See, they have all that at the bottom of the card. And then they also show you about planting them, the depth of the hole, all that. So I used to order these, but I don't order them anymore. And then they have all kind of different cards telling you about if you want to try to make a summer color border. See how you can get inspired by that? Look at that. Look at all those beautiful flowers. Look at all that. Cone flowers are beautiful. All that is gorgeous. So this is another way you can get inspired. If you're looking for a low maintenance garden, this is good inspiration because they give you a picture that kind of like can guide you on how you can put this all together. Telling you, I love it. They give you things about, herbs in a pot. If you're interested in growing herbs in a container garden, here you go. They have beautiful pictures, instructions, and they also, in the inside, tells you how to place the flowers, the depth of the flowers, what kind of herbs will work best in a container garden with other herbs plus flowers. So this is just another way of myself finding inspiration on how to do things in my garden. Give me a little heads up, run and start. So when I start to do my winter sowing, I have all my seeds in here, my flower seeds, and I've already taken some of these flowers that I know I have seeds for, and I've already put them in these little bags that I'm going to be winter sowing, so I can try and make one of these arrangements. I think I'm going to try to do these herbs in a pot. I was looking at that and I was like, that is so pretty. Look at that. Look at that. I think I'm going to try that. I'm going to grow me some herbs from seed because remember I told you I wanted to up my game in my herbs. So this is a great way to up my game with my herbs by growing some of these herbs in a container. I already got the container on my deck out here. I just need the herbs. And I got the herbs because I got them in my bag with all my seeds that I'm going to be doing in my winter sowing. So your girl has been sitting here at this table with all of my inspirations to try to figure out what I'm going to put together because I have been inspired today by this, by you guys, by books, and just walking around in my garden. Sometimes I can just walk around my garden and say, I really like how that looks. Maybe I can put that look in another part of my garden. Just like I'm inspired that on that slope hill out there, remember I said I was thinking about putting some watermelons, some pumpkins up on that hill? See, looking at this has inspired me. You guys have inspired me because I've seen you guys growing them pumpkins. I've seen you guys grow them watermelons and they look so good that I said, I can do that because you guys make it look so easy. So, see, inspiration comes from everywhere. It's not just by books. It's not just by, cards. Not just by you guys. I can see it on the TV. Sometimes I can look at the TV and watch TV, even a commercial, and I'll be like, oh, that color goes great together. I like that color. Maybe I'm going to try that color in my garden. Maybe I'll get it in a pot. Inspiration can come in anything. Even when you're walking through the garden centers. They put all that stuff up there to draw us to the light. And I love me a good pot. And I love me a good flag. Because look what I just ordered from Temu. All those garden flags. See? I saw one flag and child, your girl went down the rabbit hole and I found some amazing flags. So when I put them out there in my garden, I'm going to say, that was a good purchase. That was the color I needed in order to set that part of my garden off. So what I want you guys to do is leave down in the comment what things inspire you and what areas in your garden you're thinking about changing up this new garden season of 2024. All right, guys, I hope I inspired you to get out there and look at your garden in new, beautiful light and say, I need to refresh that area. I need a little bit more color over here. I don't need that container over there. Maybe it'll look better in this spot over here. Just walk around and get inspired. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video because I had a blast coming to you and telling you about what things have inspired Miss Renee. All right, I'll be looking to see what you guys tell me down below. What inspires you? Because you know what? Some of the stuff you say down in the comments, hey, may inspire me. And when I do my garden tours, you be saying, hey, that looks like my garden. Something that looks like what I have in my garden. And I'll be saying, You could say to yourself, I inspired Miss Renee from Renee's Garden. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Have a blessed day. And get on out there and get inspired. Get excited because we got a whole nother growing season coming up in 2024. And I can't wait to watch you guys' garden tours and see what you guys are doing over there. And I may be right there with you walking around my garden and saying, thank you so much for inspiring me to take out that plant and put in this plant. Thanks, you guys, for everything that you have done for me. over here in Renee's garden. You know, I can't do this without my family, and you guys are the best family in the whole wide world. All right, guys, love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget, get on out there, find something that inspires you, and show the world. Take care.